Welcome to Uncommon Sense, where we're having an uncommon sense conversation right here on senseux.com and also KBCNTV.com. And I have my boy, my man, Big Brother Mo Better, and I'm Jay Howard. How you doing, Big Brother Mo Better?
What's up, there, my brother, The Rock?
What is going on, brother?
Man, if I can catch you, brother, I'll be all right. If I can be half the man as
Oh,
James Howard, huh?
you even more the man.
Oh, man, player, please. If I could be half the man they call James Howard Green the second,
Hey
I'd be doing.
man, what is going on? Well, we know what's going on. What is about to happen in this next year of 2025? If the Lord let us see it, so
Yeah, bro.
we need to prepare for 2025.
If you
So
want
we
to,
need a guide to thrive in 2025.
that's it right there, my brother. If we gonna make it, brother, we gotta do it together, man. That's all
We
we're
got
gonna
to
make.
do it together. We got to do it together. So
Yeah,
first of all, brother, we must figure out, okay, we got to look at the problem first.
there you go.
So we got to deal with the problem first before we can go to the solution.
Sure
And,
enough.
and you know, one of the problems is we got a new president coming in called, well, he's not new, he's still old, but anyway,
That part.
Donald J. Trump will be
Yeah.
number 47 on
Yep.
January 20th.
Yeah.
Now, this is what he promised.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He promised a cost of living promise, which will end inflation and also imposing tariffs.
Yeah. How he gonna figure that
How he gonna figure all that out? You know,
out? Oh boy. Okay.
well. First, let's look at
Mm-hmm.
how he's going to bring down the cost of living and how he's going to impose these tariffs that are supposed to be so great and so wonderful.
Okay, if you say so, I take
Here
your
we
word for it.
here we go to the stove. Here we go.
I want to delve into one of your signature promises on the campaign trail, which was to end inflation, to lower prices. You are now proposing tariffs against the United States' three biggest trading partners. Economists of all stripes say that ultimately consumers pay the price of tariffs.
I don't believe
Can
it.
you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee tomorrow. But I can say that if you look at just pre-COVID, we had the greatest economy in the history of our country. And I had a lot of tariffs on a lot of different countries, but in particular China. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars, and we had no inflation. In fact, when I handed it over, they didn't have inflation for a year and a half. They went almost 2 years just based on what I had created. And then they created inflation with energy and with spending too much. So I think we will. I'm a big believer in tariffs. I think tariffs are the most beautiful word. I think they're beautiful. It's going to make us rich. We're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico for almost $300 billion. We shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let them become a state. We're subsidizing Mexico, and we're subsidizing Canada, and we're subsidizing many countries all over the world. And all I want to do is I want to have a level, fast.
A level, fast playing field. So, brother, right? How we gonna have? How you gonna? Okay,
Mm.
through tariffs. Through
Yeah,
tariffs.
that's what he said now.
Now, how you gonna do that, my brother?
That's the part about it, man. He can't. That's the scary part about it. He can't.
Yeah.
And again, man, as the thing interview, what they didn't tag on is during the campaign, he promised that the prices of groceries, everything would not go up on his presidency. Matter of fact, everything gonna come down. Matter of fact, he said he gonna get gas under $2.
Right.
But again, with all these tariffs that he's planning on imposing upon Canada, Mexico, China, and we get 99.9% of everything from China. That right there, man, is inflammatory. Everybody keeps saying the same thing. What you're doing is going to be inflammatory because it's going to send prices through the roof because companies are not going to absorb those costs.
Right.
And the way China did it already, brother, they already signed the bypass America as far as the shore is concerned because of that new port they just built, $1 billion port built off Peru. So they're already setting the stage, man, for a fight that you can't win.
Right. Right.
And everything that he's talking about, bro, just like he said, he can't guarantee prices won't go up. What do you think they're gonna do when you start raising prices on them, man? They got to pass that cost on to somebody,
Right.
and the ultra rich is not gonna eat that price. So there's no way for him to do what he said he's gonna do without prices going up, and he knows that. But his thing is gonna be bad for a little while, then it's gonna get good. You know that's gonna be his comeback. I'm gonna tell you.
Right. Right. That's gonna be that's all he got.
That's all he got, man.
Right. Right. So let's go to what we going to the cost of the tariffs.
Oh, Lord.
Passing on the cost of the tariffs to the United States citizens, man.
That's where it is.
Now this is gonna be heavy when you look at this part of it. See, so this is.
Sir, your previous tariffs during your first administration cost Americans some $80 billion. And now you have major companies from Walmart, Black & Decker, AutoZone saying that any tariffs are going to force them to drive up prices for their consumers. How do you make sure that these CEOs, that these companies don't, in fact, pass on the cost of tariffs to their consumers?
They cost Americans nothing. They made a great economy for us. They also solve another problem. If we were going to have problems having to do with wars and having to do with other things, tariffs, I have stopped wars with tariffs by saying, you guys want to fight, it's great, but both of you are going to pay tariffs to the United States at 100%. And they have many purposes, tariffs, if properly used. I don't say you use them like a madman. I say properly used. But it didn't cost this country anything. It made this country money. And we never really got the chance to go all out because we had to fight COVID in the last part. And we did it very successfully. And when I handed it over to Biden, the stock market was higher than what it was just previous to COVID coming in. It was actually higher. Tariffs are properly used, are a very powerful tool, not only economically, but also for getting other things outside of economics.
Are you actually going to impose these tariffs, or are they a negotiating tactic?
Well, I'll give you an example. With Canada, and in particular Mexico, we have millions of people pouring into our country. You agree with that. I spoke with both. I spoke with Justin Trudeau. In fact, he flew to Mar-a-Lago within about 15 seconds after the call ended. He was at Mar-a-Lago. We were having dinner talking about it. I said, you have to close up your borders because they're coming in the northern border too a lot. Not like the southern border, but they're coming in the Canadian border a lot. And drugs are pouring in. Almost as importantly, drugs are pouring in. Maybe more importantly, drugs are pouring in at levels never seen before, 10 times what we had. They're just pouring in. We can't have open borders. And I said to the president of Mexico and to Justin Trudeau, if it doesn't stop, I'm going to put tariffs on your country at about 25%.
So.
We in trouble.
Right. Exactly. He sees nothing wrong with tariffs.
Right. Yeah.
He sees, hey, the American people. No, the American people won't pay for it. Yeah.
I don't see where he got that from. But again, I mean, now my thing is, Jay. Now, when he said that the Canadians are pouring into America,
right?
When the last time you seen a Canadian trying to get into America?
Not recently. I mean, especially with the healthcare situation. Come on now.
Yeah, it's about the other way around. We trying to get to Canada
over there.
We trying to get to Canada. That's what that is.
Exactly.
But again, man, it's a scary situation when now here comes a duck and dodge, bro. Here comes a twist and turn now.
Right.
Because again, everything was a campaign ploy, and it's coming to bear now. Because again, when you talking about putting the tires on the road and starting driving this car, you're going to be on a road that's going to take you to a certain destination, and that's no matter what you do, is going to get you there. Now he's trying to explain it away and twist it some kind of way that again, this stuff is not going to come back on America.
Right.
But again, Mexico, as far as the immigrants coming over, that the government doesn't have anything to do with that, man. That's what people are trying to flee, whatever situation it may be.
Right.
So how are you going to tell a government to stop folks from coming from the border? That's something that is virtually impossible. So again, all the things that he's saying, just like he promised that Mexico was going to build a wall and they was going to pay for it, that didn't happen. I mean, it's the same thing. Nothing he promised his political career before came to pass, and you get the same situation now. But what's sad now is the economics situation has posed itself because of all the conflicts and everything. You're going to have some kind of stability somewhere, and he's not the kind of cat to bring it, because he's doing all this, man, for the ultra rich, and somewhere there's going to be a breaking point.
Right. Right. Exactly. So, we got to define what are tariffs. It's actually a chicken game.
It is.
It's really a chicken game, and now the next beautiful beam footage is going to show you where the actual chicken game came from when it deals with the tariffs. Check this out.
Before we get into tariffs,
The heart of the Donald Trump economic plan.
we should talk about the chicken war.
The chicken war is a clucking good story.
In post-World War II West Germany, people started eating a lot of chicken, specifically American chicken. Midway through 1962, U.S. farmers were on track to sell more than $50 million worth, $500 million in today's money. This made European farmers mad, so the organization that later became the European Union put a tariff on chicken. A 5-pound chicken that started as $1.60 became $2.25. Imports quickly dropped. U.S. chicken farmers and politicians were furious.
And we thought Germany's our big market for chicken, and so if we hurt the Germans, maybe we'll get them to change their mind on chicken.
So the U.S. put a 25% tariff on trucks, like Germany's Volkswagen. And it worked. Their truck sales in the U.S. fell by half, and they never really recovered. Meanwhile, Germans paid more for their chicken, and Americans had fewer truck options. It's kind of a perfect example of what tariffs do: hurt consumers while protecting very specific industries, or attempt to get countries to change their behavior. While they haven't been a large part of trade policy in decades, former President Donald Trump wants to change that.
Some might say it's economic nationalism. I call
He
it
gets this
common
from,
sense.
of course, Ronald Reagan. Because they ran on the same campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again."
Yes, they did, man. Yes, they did.
Now, also, Clinton ran under the same slogan, "Make America Great Again."
Okay. And how that's working out for us.
It's not. It's not working out for us, but it's
I
working
know,
out
right?
for them.
For them, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a scary situation, man. Again, because like they were saying, as far as the tariffs, it's really, like you said, it's a chicken game, trying to find out, who's going to break first, who's going to, kind of cave in on situations. But the ones that, like the old African proverb says, when the two elephants fight, the grass is the loser. And that's it, man. So I mean, we're going to be the losers in this, from so many things, from loss of options, also again. To when you're looking at cost, because when you tag one, and China's already doing it, man. Matter of fact, a few weeks ago, China had already banned certain things coming in from America, as far as computer software and stuff. So it's already starting to happen, man. Retaliation is already on the docket, and I'm telling you, man, you can't go toe to toe with China. Not in this one. Not when as much as they control as far as imports coming into the states.
No.
There's no way you can win that, man. And then your boys, John Deere, GM, Ford, all of them to move everything down to Mexico, man. You can't win this, bro.
No, you can't. You can't win.
Yeah, because you're too scattered. I mean, if I could see if America was mass producing something, but all we mass producing is chaos.
Right.
So I don't see how you can do this, man, and think you're going to win, because again, all your stuff is offshore. Most of
Mhm.
your 99% of your production, man, textiles, all that good stuff, man, is offshore. That stuff gets shipped in, man. How you gonna tag that? That's all I'm saying. When you're looking at what is offshore that you're bringing back in,
Right.
you're seeing now, man, that you basically you're taxing yourself on one side because when your companies offshore your stuff and you offshore your labor, that stuff comes back in, then you slam them on that, they're gonna slam you on the other end. So
So
it,
now domestically, what happens is that the companies over here tax the people, tax the consumers,
they're
and
gonna
say,
have
"Hey, since we got to pay extra, we're going to give it to you."
they're gonna
But
have
guess what? Check this out now. If they're doing that like on washing machines, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, they're not doing it on dryers.
Hmm.
Guess what? Since you got to buy, most people when they buy a washing machine, they buy a dryer, right?
Sure enough.
So then what they do, they put the extra tax, the tariff tax on actually the dryers as well. So
That
you're
part.
paying double tariffs on two products.
Two products. Look at that, man.
Products. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, man, there's no way for you to win.
Right.
When this
So
start,
here's Trumpnomics
that's all that is, man.
with these tariffs.
Which
Just like they had Reaganomics, this is
Mhm.
Trumpnomics.
And the sad thing about it, man, again, these are economists that have been in the works, man, for years. As far as people who
Mhm.
came out of the Reagan era, who
Right.
still think Reagan was the best thing since sliced bread, which he wasn't.
No.
But at the end of the day, again, these economists have always been there, and so they just found another one, Ponzi, to push the same BS that's coming down the pipe. That's all Trump is. Trump can't
Now,
come on.
now you got to look at Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was an actor, right? He would never got into politics. Then all of a sudden, he becomes governor of California. Then he becomes president. Now you
That
got
part.
this joker here. He's never been in politics whatsoever, and became president.
Right on. Right
So,
on.
so you got to have this quote unquote fall guy that you put into place
You have
to
to.
where he does your dirty work.
That part right there, man, because he got concepts of a plan.
Concepts of a plan, but not a plan.
Not a plan. He got concepts of a plan.
Mhm. Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah. So
right.
that's what that is, man. And it's a scary situation again when you're looking at the dynamics of
Hmm.
who is behind the scenes,
Right.
pulling the strings, and when you're looking at Elon Musk, he's pulling the string.
Of course, of
You
course.
know,
Where do you think that position came from? The Department of Government Efficiency. Where do you think it came from?
I don't know, they made it up.
He
But
paid over $250 million in the campaign. He paid for it.
he paid for it, brother. And yeah. And
Yeah,
he's one of the biggest recipients of government contracts.
exactly. So okay. Now this is the Department of Government Efficiency, right?
Supposedly.
Okay, his his contract, his government contract is under this office.
Go figure.
So are you gonna cut that?
You know he's not.
Hmm.
He gonna lay off other folks. I'm telling you, man, the only thing they're gonna do is cut jobs. Or propose to cut jobs. Now it is up to the Senate Appropriation Committee if they're gonna go with this stuff. But this is the only thing they can only propose certain things, man. They can't do anything.
But wait a minute, right? Wait a minute, right? It's not even they don't even know how they gonna govern this particular agency.
Because it don't exist.
It don't exist because they just made it up.
It don't. It's only two people in the whole doggone department.
Exactly. But who appointed the department? Donald Trump.
And he says only for 2 years. They got 2 years.
Years.
2 years. So he's safe. So he's safe.
We give you 2 years to steal all the money.
Yeah, that's what he gonna do. Come on, player. Just too easy.
Too easy. Too
Yeah,
easy.
it's too easy,
Too
man.
easy.
This is
Too
Water.
easy.
This is Watergate 2.0, but they doing open in live living color, man. That's what that is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly, bro.
that's what that is, man. But no, when you looking at Musk, man, again, one of the biggest recipients of government contracts, and you want
Right.
to talk about making it more efficient, bro, please.
Please. how you even make your mouth say that?
That part.
Mm,
And like we did when we did the show a few weeks ago, man, and we showed where the money comes from and where it's going. And you talking about cutting $2 trillion out of what? You
right.
can't do that, man. You
You
can't do
can't.
that unless you cut Social Security, Department of Defense, things like that. That's the only way you're gonna cut out
And
any
you
kind
cut
of
federal jobs.
that part. But
Hmm.
federal jobs don't even come up to 1% of the budget.
I know.
That ain't even gonna tap nothing.
It's not. It's not at all, brother.
And his tariffs are going to add on another $8 some trillion to the budget. So whatever you save, you're gonna spend it back in tariffs.
In terrorists,
You
you
know.
are.
So I'm like, dude, y'all, this ain't making no sense at all, man.
No
But
sense at
again,
all.
we're not the smartest one and two shit. They won't hire us for the government efficiency department.
I know. I know. I know.
But
They
I'm,
say
I'm,
we don't know what we talking about.
I'm gonna send my resume in, but I'm gonna send it in and see what happens.
Remember, you're gonna be working for free though. You don't get
For
paid.
free. Oh
Yeah,
no no
you
no
get.
no no
Yeah,
no 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 no.
you
My
working
free
for free.
day,
Doc.
my free days are over, player. No 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 no.
All right, let's run this beautiful beam footage as we always do on these terrorists. I'm telling you.
Yeah, buddy.
Here's how tariffs work and what Trump's proposals would do. Let's start in 2018, when President Trump put tariffs on
Washing machines, we're going to benefit our consumers, and we're going to create a lot of jobs.
Since then, whenever a washing machine is imported to the U.S., the company on the U.S. side doing the importing pays a tariff to the U.S. government.
Their margins are pretty low. They've got to pass that price on to consumers who ultimately pay it. That's the whole point, in some sense, to reduce demand for those goods and create space for domestic producers.
After the tariffs, not only did the price of imported washing machines go up, so did the ones made in the U.S.
There's this myth out there that if we tax imports, domestic producers won't change their prices. And that's not the case. You're creating more demand for them.
So naturally, the price goes up. And it wasn't just washers. Dryers went up in price too, even though they weren't part of the tariffs.
Usually it's the case, if you buy a washer, you buy a dryer. So even though dryers weren't directly affected by the tariff, they were indirectly affected by the shift in demand.
Now, it wasn't all bad. These tariffs did
Create a lot of jobs.
about 1,800, mostly from those foreign companies like Samsung and LG opening plants in the U.S. And a study found the U.S. collected $82 million annually. But because of those price increases, it cost consumers $1.5 billion more. So they basically paid $815,000 per job.
This is a very expensive job creation program. And so that's another reason why economists don't like tariffs. They're much more cost-effective, more efficient ways of.
So we paid more money to create jobs. And how did that work for?
And then
By
paid you less
tariffs.
when you yeah, but then paid you less when you got the job. So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, man. Even the wages, man, don't keep up with inflation. So
Right.
whatever you think you created, when they gave you left hand, they took it from the right. So it's like, dude, come on,
Right.
yeah, man. But this is, but again, man, this is the argument that should have been had by your girl Harris and everybody else who were on that front team when we was talking about these things, man. This is stuff you should have been talking about versus the feel good, trying to move America forward. Well, you better tell them where they're trying to take America to.
Exactly.
That would have been a better sell, man, as far as letting folks know what was the real deal, what really transpired down the pipe.
Right.
That would have been a better sale than again trying to look at Trump's moral compass and his cognitive state of being, which everybody knows in question. But when you pull in certain things on the docket, man, certain folks don't care about that, man. Not no more. Not no more.
Look, bro, the moral compass, everybody knew who Trump was.
And still is.
And still know.
It's still is. Yeah.
34 felony charges. We already know.
Still is.
No surprise.
No surprise at
But
all.
they still allow him to run for the highest office in the land.
And put him in office.
So morally, are you seriously in a country that really don't go off morals?
Not this one.
No.
But again, we were found on Christian values. This is a Christian nation.
Oh, really?
That's what they said now. You know?
Well, Trump said he's a Christian, so he was holding up a Bible, right?
You sure he a
His
Christian?
favorite book, he said.
They ain't read not one page out that book.
Not one page, brother. Not one page.
They read one page
Not
out
one
there.
page.
No, bro.
No.
So
No.
I'm surprised, man. You don't see Paula White floating around no more yet.
She probably in Africa calling on the angels.
All of the names, you know.
Angels from Africa.
You know, you the angels right now, boy. Like, dude.
Leave us alone.
You know, I mean, we ain't got nothing to do with that.
You got nothing to do with that.
We ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with it. But now, if you really research this thing down into terrorists, remember Trump in 2018 started with these terrorists, right?
Yes, sir.
But Biden kept the terrorists, the same terrorists.
He did.
Yeah, he didn't eliminate them.
They still there.
And they still there because he said, "What? Why should we remove these terrorists? They're doing pretty good." So that's why your groceries are high. That's why everything else is. That's why the cost of living is high. It wasn't actually Biden allowed it to stay there, but Trump is the one that put it there.
That part right there, man. Yeah. And the surprising thing, like you said, man, Biden kept them. And so this is where we are, bro.
Right.
And when you look at it from the full scheme of things, man, and you really put the question to the table, who is this benefiting? You know, who's really getting the lion's share of the situation?
Right.
And as long as that side is happy, because they're the one that's funding, you know, your political career, then I guess again you let other people be collateral damage. Because, brother, when you look at the money that was poured into this election, bro, the girl spent $1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion.
In where and for what and where from?
And how?
That's all I'm trying to figure out, bro.
You gave $500,000 to Al Sharpton.
Why?
For what?
Why? Yeah, boy.
You gave $1 million to Oprah. Oh, I'm
Why?
sorry. Her production company. Let me put it like that.
Why? What were we producing?
What did they produce?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, bro. What was produced from that production?
Right.
You know, so again, man, when you look at who's benefiting from this, and most importantly, who's funding this stuff,
right?
Yeah, you'll see why, and they're going to continue to go up, man, because again, it's funding a certain lifestyle, and it ain't ours, but it's theirs, and so certain people sooner or later, man. I mean, that's a breaking point. I don't know if it's going to be it. But there's a breaking point, man, in all of this. And I'm praying that we get there, because then you would see a change in leadership from the root to the titty. I mean, when you're looking at senators who've been in an office for 80 years, you know, you Mitch McConnell's, your Grasses, all these cats have been sitting in office for 60 and 70 some odd years, and ain't nothing changing, man. So it's not about the one that's sitting off for 4 years, man. Never been about that.
Never been about that. Never been about that.
Nobody can change a country in 4 years, man. Nobody.
No, nobody. And then when they came up with this bright idea, the Department of Government of Efficiency.
Put your resume in, Jay.
I ain't working. Bro, I'm not working for free. You hear me?
Look here, man. Your resume is impeccable.
I'm not working for free, bro.
You have been a tax preparer. You have been a financial advisor. Green, you are prepared for such a time as this.
Look here, man.
You came into the kingdom for such a time as this. Put your resume in.
I'm not working for free, bro. I think you telling you.
Put your time in, player.
But now this is what the Department of Government Efficiency, what they do. Well, what they say they're going to do. So here we go.
Okay.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has appointed Tesla CEO Elon Musk and former Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy to lead a so-called Department of Government Efficiency. Trump has said the new department will advise the administration on dismantling federal bureaucracy from outside of the government. This would mean neither Musk nor Ramaswamy would be bound by federal ethics rules. Musk celebrated the appointment on X and claimed all the department's work would be posted online for transparency. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has appointed Tesla CEO Elon Musk and former Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy.
I had to play it again, man, because I still can't believe that this is really happening.
What happened? It happened, player. It happened.
Now, how is it that this one is qualified to have a Department of Government Efficiency or to head a Department of Government Efficiency? You can't even deal with X or this this SpaceX and really you having problems with Tesla right now.
And this surprises you, man. Look,
Yeah, bro.
again, even the title is asinine because it's an agency, quote unquote, or department that is not even regulated or even enacted by Congress. So that part right there is going to be an issue. The second part about it is, again, everything that they're supposed to do, the Senate already has an appropriation committee that does all that good stuff. When talking about budget and all that good stuff, that comes from your Senate. So the only way that you're going to move that needle is you got to get congressional backing behind it. And I'm going to be very surprised if you're going to see a Mitch McConnell, anybody like that, listen to somebody who's just going to be there for 2 years, supposedly.
Okay. But now who's going to hold them accountable? Now, I know your Congress is supposed to hold them accountable, but bruh.
Well, they just said, since they're outside of they just said it in the interview that they're outside of the government, so therefore they're not bound by the government protocols, ethics, and all that good stuff. They're not bound by that because they're not a government agency. Go figure that one.
So now go figure that.
It's a free for all. What it sounds like to me.
Free for all, brother. Free for all.
But again, man, how can you have an outside entity that's only going to be there for 2 years, supposedly? Tell the Congress what they are going to do with congressional dollars and also with congressional departments. That stuff that I don't see how you're gonna make that fly, man. How are you gonna cut $2 trillion without having the backing of Congress?
And neither one has worked in the political arena before.
That part.
And there's only 3 branches of government that's supposed to deal with this. So all of a sudden you're going to start another branch.
I don't know what that branch is. That branch ain't even on the tree.
No.
he just said it ain't even a part of the government.
No. Just, bro, let's just watch this. Let's just watch this beautiful beam footage here.
Lord. There's more.
There's always more, bro. When it comes down to them, it's always more. Like, why?
According to the most recent IMF data, for instance, government spending amounted to 37.5% of GDP in 2024, by far and away the lowest in the G7. So, though Republicans have majorities in both the House and Senate, this doesn't mean he'll be able to get these cuts through. Last month, for instance, Republican Senator Rand Paul proposed a bill that would cut spending by 6% a year, every year, until the US budget is balanced. But it was voted down by a 56-39 majority, which included Republican hawks who didn't want to see defense spending cut. It was for this reason that Trump failed to cut spending on Affordable Care Act insurance subsidies in his first term, along with other agency cuts. Musk and Trump could instead target so-called discretionary spending, outlays that are not permanently enshrined in law but have to be voted on every year by Congress. Discretionary spending accounted for about $1.7 trillion in 2023, but about half of that went on defence, and much of it is spent on paying federal salaries. Ultimately, cutting the federal budget by 30% in 18 months would be immensely painful, however Musk does it. And the only place anyone has tried anything remotely similar is Argentina, where President Javier Milei has cut the federal budget by 35% in just a year, shutting down 13 government ministries and sacking about 10% of all civil servants. But while Milei's plans have sort of worked, the government ran a monthly budget surplus for the first time earlier this year, they've also triggered a deep recession, with GDP shrinking by about 3% this year and the poverty rate now above 50%. According to the most recent IMF data, for instance, government spending amounted to 37.5% of GDP in 2024.
Now, the poverty in that other country went to 50%.
Malaysia, yeah.
So you're going to do the same thing here?
I'm trying. Can you see my eyes?
Yeah, I can see it, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, Jay, I'm telling you, man, the only thing that he can possibly, as far as Musk and Ramasama, the only way,
No, right?
and Ramasama,
Some.
the only thing that they going to try to do, man, is cut any kind of bureaucracy
Right.
that cuts into their particular contracts, because
Mhm.
Ramasama also has contracts with the government. You
Yes.
know, so because they kept talking about cutting bureaucracy. Well, that's the only thing that affects government contracts. The second thing about it, man, again, if you come for federal jobs, all that good stuff again is a congressional act. And another tier to that, man, is cutting human resources. It's not going to do anything to your budget, man, as far as bringing that sucker down. It's not going to do it. That's going to contribute to your unemployment line, which is going to contribute again to your poverty line. So we're still going down this domino situation. So no matter what you do, man, as far as what they're talking about, it's not going to do anything to affect the grand scale of things, because the bulk of your money goes to the Department of Defense and Social Security. That's where your money is going. And the only way you're going to bring down that budget is to cut those departments and also cut government spending. That ain't going to happen.
And I
In
can't
no
see that
2
happening,
years.
brother. No, I can't see that happening.
See, this is why you need to put your resume in, Jay. You won't listen to me.
No, you need to put your resume in, my brother. They
No,
were
no, no,
listening
no,
to you, Michael Wright. They were listening to you.
No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They would.
I am too blackenized for the White House situation.
Boy, I'd have been done told at White House.
See, you're
You
more
hear me?
reserved.
You hear me?
You more reserved and articulate than I is.
But see,
So,
right. But see, right.
yeah.
That's why
Mm.
it's going to be a lot of tension in this administration around this country. I'm telling you. You already see it. You already see it with the guy who shot the CEO of United Healthcare.
Yeah, man.
You already see this.
Yeah, you sit on the power cake, man. You're right,
Right.
Jay.
Right.
You're
Now
100% right.
you gonna propose tariffs on goods and tariffs on countries to where now people already struggling, but now they're gonna struggle even more.
Jay,
This is
bruh, Jay, and this is no lie, man. I went to the store yesterday.
right.
I just need to get some eggs and some butter. You know, the eggs I used to get, man, cost about $4 to $5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. then they inched up to $6. Then they inched up to $8. Now them suckers sitting on 10.
10, brother.
10 for a dozen eggs. Jay, that's almost over $1 per darn egg.
Per egg.
So my thing is, either I gotta go find me a chicken somewhere and start raising me some chickens. Old brother gotta go to on a vegan diet, because this is not gonna keep happening, player. And Jay, that's just eggs, man. That's just eggs. You're not looking at the bread, the other stuff that you need as far as running your household. That's just one item, man.
And then you got two people in that particular department
Hmm.
that know nothing about the struggles people go through.
Not even close, man.
Not
You,
even
you,
close.
your boy Musk came from a wealthy family, diamond mines out of South Africa, by the way. Hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Apartheid in it. so,
Exactly.
so every black person that's driving a Tesla, just know. Hmm. But anyway, so you're looking at that and Rama Sama, all of
All of that.
all of them, bro. Ain't nowhere near understanding the dynamics, man. And so again, you have a situation with people who money is not a concern for you.
Right.
Then you can say these things like, "Well, it's going to hurt for a little while, but we'll recover." What you mean we gonna hurt
We
for a
gonna
while?
recover. Right.
And then Musk man had the audacity,
Mm.
the conads to say that America must learn to live within inside its means. What the hell do you mean by
What
that?
what do you mean by that?
What you mean live inside the means? See, it's stuff like that, man.
Well, one of the means is that contract you got
Well,
that don't make sense.
and that
SpaceX?
part right there, man, got about I think $18 billion, man, out of that deal already. So I mean, come on, bro.
Come on
What
now.
we doing? What we doing with it? What we
Yeah.
doing with this?
So you
What
can
we doing
send
with this?
people out to outer space for what?
And you know we ain't going,
We ain't going to that.
because once you got to sign that paper that says that says you might die on this.
Oh no. You
No,
can
play
have
that.
that.
Yeah, you mean death is a possibility? Well,
Death
now
is no, partner.
we ain't gonna do that, partner.
Mm.
I might die on I-20. But I ain't gonna just put myself in harm's way.
Then you talking about taking out, doing away with the Department of Education.
Please try it.
And then you had the nerve to put
Linda McMahon up there.
this woman over the Department of Education?
Linda McMahon.
Bruh.
TJ, I'm telling you, you got to put your resume in, Jay. You ain't doing right. You ain't doing right. Your
You
country
ain't-
needs your country needs you, Jay.
My country need Jesus for real.
Your country needs you, Jay.
Need Jesus for real, bro.
Bruh.
For real. For real, real.
Linda
Not,
McMahon.
not
Come
that
on.
play one they playing with.
Linda McMahon.
No, sir.
That play Jesus. That play Jesus. Linda
Not that
McMahon.
play Jesus they playing with right now.
Bruh. Because the real one be like, really, we doing this now?
Really? Yeah, right.
This is what we
Exactly.
doing. Okay, this is what we doing. All right.
This is what we doing.
Yeah, man. And if you look at Linda McMahon's resume, and
Bruh.
come on now.
Bruh,
She was let go from the last quote unquote educational job she had because she falsified a resume.
Exactly.
Now this is what I don't teach. Okay, Jay, I need to just take a moment here. Because I gotta ask you something, because you smarter than me, Jay. I
No.
mean, you know what I'm saying, bro?
I hear you.
I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm in my feelings because if we falsify our resume and stuff like that, or we plagiarize certain things,
Oh, dog, we going to jail.
that's what I'm saying.
That's jail.
We jail.
That's
You can,
plagiarism. So that's automatic 10.
and you can't get no job. I mean,
Right.
all this. These
Right.
folk falsify resume, and then they go run departments of educations of Americas.
Oh, Doc, all you got to do, boy, if you was one of them folks, all you had to do was get 34 felonies, you could be president.
So what we doing wrong? We too clean, Jay. We need to get some dirt on us.
Now that he asked them to do away with the felonies, right? And
Really?
they said, "Well, no, we can't do away with them, but we can counsel them so that it won't hinder you from doing your job." What?
You know what?
What?
I'm moving to Guyana. Bruh, this here is, but
Insane, man.
it's insane. But Jay, again, the I'm telling you, man, they America does not know what it has set itself up for.
Right.
It really doesn't. From the standpoint of, again, to allow this to happen and to allow this quote unquote individual to do what he's doing and to obtain what he's obtained, then there is no way, and I do mean no way, you can rag anybody lower to that particular that poll that you set. So if somebody comes in with the same kind of criteria, the same kind of baggage, as this cat has, you can't throw them on the bus.
No, you can't.
You can't throw them on the bus, man.
But
You
see,
know,
that's where that moral compass come in, and that this country doesn't go by.
I know, but
Right.
the moment they pull that, then you need to do what they do. You need to pull that Trump card and put that card on the table and say, "Look at here, this and that, this
He
and
did
that,
it. Why can't I do it?
this and that, right there."
But bro, it's like we talked about earlier today. This
Mhm.
is nothing but a JP Morgan 2.0.
That's all it is,
This
man.
is all this is, man.
That's all it is.
All it is. Musk came in, bought the election, and then
You know
all
what
of a
it is.
sudden they make a department. They make up a department on the plane
And put him in there.
and put them in there.
And put him in there.
Right. Right. He was
But
appointed. But wait a minute. How the president elect gonna appoint? You ain't even in office yet, but you were appointing things to happen.
And I'm telling you, man,
And none of his
cabinet.
with none of his cabinet or none of his agenda for the cabinet deals with anything of legislation.
No,
It only deals with executive orders.
that part.
Things that he can sign into order.
That part.
He has no agenda to bring legislation to anything.
He had concepts of agendas. He keep telling y'all, man, he have concepts of everything.
Now even when you go back and you do your research,
Yeah.
and he had an interview with Larry King, and he told Larry King that if he was to become president, guess who his vice president would have been?
Oh Lord.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, he said because she was on the show.
No. This was before that.
Before that? Oh, really?
Before that.
Then why she
Because
have him on the show?
he wasn't for the Democrats nor the Republicans.
Aha. The plot thickens.
Yes. And said, "Oh, she's a smart lady. She's real smart. I'll make her my vice president any day if she would accept the offer."
Oprah.
Oh yeah.
So you trying to tell me ain't some milk in the clean, boy? Something
Doc,
ain't clean in the milk.
Doc, this rabbit hole go deep.
Oh, it go deep, bro.
It go deep.
And you ain't gonna never get to the end of it.
and Ronald Reagan is his idol. So that's why you see everything that he does, he follows Reagan's role model, as in what Reagan did.
That part right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Because again, Jay, and I think one of my sociologists professors hit me to this when he was saying that you got to recognize the dynamics of that no particular leader, as far as especially in America, presents, like you said, man, any kind of legislative plan. They don't do that.
No.
They don't even come into the office with that.
No.
So you have quote unquote people who have already put these things in place, who have already been working these things through the system, and they just need a Ponzi, somebody up there that's going to articulate what they want to put into place.
Right.
So that's what this is, man. When you're looking at all these things coming to bear, it is folks who've been behind the scenes for years, man, decades. I mean, there are people from Reagan's years era still around now, but still involved in politics.
Right.
You know, You just don't see them, but they there. And this is where the ideas are coming from. And it's the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Allow the risks. Give them all these props, and it will trickle down to the poor.
Right.
And I'm telling you, man, he's going to try to push that tax of 15% on the corporations.
Oh yeah.
And
He is.
if he gets that through, bro, it's over.
Oh, he gonna get that through, bro. That's easy. That's easy for him.
But how you gonna do that, player?
But that's easy for him.
I know it's easy, but
You
how
know why it's easy for him?
bro?
Because most of the Congress have businesses.
And all of them are millionaires,
All of them millionaires.
especially them senators.
So they gonna sign that into that's what we want. Because that's what they want, bruh.
Bruh.
They're part of the ones that pull the strings.
That's what I'm saying, man. You have to pay attention to this stuff, Doc. This you can't put this on Trump now again because he's not that smart. I'm not trying to be funny about the man, but Trump ain't that smart.
No, he's not. He's not.
There's not, when you say they eating the dogs, eating the cats. See, that let me know right there.
Yeah.
You have no clue what's going on.
Now just Michael Johnson.
Mhm.
All of a sudden he turns around and he's the biggest Trump supporter. Why?
You think?
Why?
Yeah, think.
Come on now.
You know what's going, man.
Come on.
You know where it's going. But see, if now the thing about it, man, again, if he goes toe to toe with countries that you owe money to, now you talking about you subsidize China and you subsidize Canada. See, don't tell that lie. when you look at how much money that you are in debt to Canada and China,
The problem gonna be China.
boy, they
You
number
can mess with China if you want to.
now, my question is though, how is it that Japan, that small little peninsula, Japan, bro,
Mm-hmm.
got you for $1 trillion?
$1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
That small little country, man, got your tail on the hook for $1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
And the next right behind there is China. So you pissed them two off.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be a good day for you, boy.
China makes most of your products over here.
99.9%.
Right.
My
Even when
pants
you
say
talk
China.
about Apple, most of them phones come from China.
China, baby.
China.
They own you, baby.
Yeah. So you gonna throw tariffs on China?
You can't go
Come on,
toe-to-toe.
man. Don't. You can talk that talk, but you don't even try that.
And you heard what China's president said, right? But at the summit that he was at when he was doing
What he say?
the
What he
port
say?
thing.
What he say? What he say?
He's told Biden, he said, listen here, we respect the fact that a new administration is coming in, and that man said, and he needs to govern wisely.
Govern wisely. Well, if he know Trump, ain't no wisely in him.
That man said govern
Govern
wisely. Now, for a leader of another country to tell you govern wisely,
Govern wisely.
he telling you, don't be stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be stupid. Don't play us.
Don't be ignorant, boy.
Don't be ignorant now.
You don't want to do that. Not today. This ain't the day. So
Mm-mm.
I'm telling you, man.
Even Reagan wouldn't do this. Don't do this now.
No, he knows what. That's the thing about Reagan, man. At least to some cases, man, those guys had some kind of coup
Right.
of knowing when to pull back,
Right.
or at least knowing, there's certain things you just don't want to disturb. There's a horniness that you want to mess with,
Right.
and you do not want to mess with Saudi Arabia. You do not want to mess with China. You don't
No.
want to stir the herd's nest because you can't win that.
You can't win that, man.
Because again, 99.9% of all your stuff is offshore. Show me how many things you ever seen made in America. That everything is offshore.
Offshore. All
So,
of a sudden, you gonna turn it back to where everything is made in America now?
I don't see how.
And even if you do that, it's still gonna be tariffs on the products and the goods, even though they're made over here.
Because you got to import textiles on it.
Exactly. So the cost is the people gonna pay the cost anyway.
The raw materials, bro.
Yeah, the raw materials.
and you are not gonna pay. But I don't know how you're gonna do it. But you ain't gonna pay nobody over here no $3 or $4
Oh
to work.
no.
That ain't gonna happen, player.
No.
That is why most of your AI inputs and everything is over
Mhm.
there in Africa, it's over there in Nigeria and all that.
Right.
Google
Exactly.
them, ship that
Exactly.
mess over there, man, and paying them folks $2 an hour
Exactly.
to work 12 or 14 hours a day, man.
Hours a day, man.
Hell no, shout it.
Hell to the no, shout it.
We ain't doing that.
But see,
Shout it.
too, in the mother countries though,
Hmm.
they got the same backwards mentality as well.
Sadly true, man.
I mean, I found out the president in Bangladesh
Hmm.
is a resident over here in the United States.
What you say?
The prime minister of Bangladesh
What are we doing now? Lord
is a
have mercy.
resident here in the United States. So they go back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, see, that is cold blooded.
See, it's cold, bro. It's cold blooded.
They're cold blooded, man.
Yeah, you leave the country for so many months, but then you come over here and thrive off this country.
That's cold blooded, man. That's cold. That cold.
Now, Trump, if you want to deal with something, deal with that.
He ain't gonna do it.
No, he ain't gonna do with that.
He ain't gonna do it. He gonna throw everybody else up on the bus, man.
Yeah,
Because this gonna happen.
it is, bro. It's gonna happen.
Buckle up, buttercup.
Buckle up, buttercup. Uncommon sense conversation. Making common sense out of uncommon sense.
Lord,
And that's what we try to do. That's what we're gonna do.
Try
Because we're gonna give you the actual guide to thrive in 2025.
We're gonna try.
And the next show, hey, we got to come up with that guide, brother.
The strategy, man.
That strategy, Doc. We got to come up with the strategy, and we got to make it happen, Doc.
You got to, man, because you got 3 weeks to put that thing in place, man.
3 weeks, 3 weeks.
That's all you got, player.
That's all you got. Uncommon sense. Till next Tuesday, 7:00 p.m. right here on SinceYouAsked.com and KBCNTV.com. Until next time, see you later.
Praise God.